morning. Welcome to Garage. So last time you saw Vargas assemble the motor, Kyle and I just sit back and learn. This time we got a few more parts on the way, and we have a few that arrived. So we got a new oil pan, which looks really nice, exhaust flange, intake flange. That can all be assembled, but what we got to do is start getting the front cover prepared. This was the old one, and we are trying to keep the cost down. So what I need to do is prepare this. It's got a hole in it right here. First thing I'm gonna do is clean all this stuff up. This thing has seen a lot of oil, and that's what sucks. We gotta get all that out of there because it's really hard to weld aluminum if it's not clean. This has to be very clean. So we're gonna try and strip all the paint off of it, get all this, what was tried to be repaired off of it, wheel it down, get it back down to bare metal, and yeah, we'll see how good we can get it. Hopefully I can get this repaired. Alright, so I got it pretty well cleaned up. I ground that down to make it a little bit more smooth. Aluminum has to be very clean to weld, especially this cast aluminum. It's a ferrous metal, so it just soaks in all that oil and all the other crap, and that stuff will come out when you try and weld. Aluminum, you're welding alternating current, so it's pushing in and pulling out, and it just wicks everything back out of it, and it'll screw up your weld. This is kind of a crucial thing that we have to have, so it has to be a good weld. I'm just gonna continue on and give you a little lesson on TIG welding cast aluminum. So first things first, have the right gas, just straight argon, and then I got it set up on TIG aluminum. This Multimatic is just insane. It kind of takes over for you, so you don't have to do too much as far as settings go. So this right here is tungsten, right? And this is straight tungsten. It is green. That's what you use for aluminum. You can use a couple different things, but green is really good for aluminum. This, when you do this like a pencil tip, you want to start kind of like this, just a bit over it. And when you do that, the alternating current, the current's pushing like this, back and forth. So when that's pushing, what it does is when it comes back, it melts this tip, and that'll turn into a ball. And you want a real nice ball tip for aluminum. That's kind of what makes it a nice weld. This is where all the heat and stuff is coming from. And then you'll be feeding in the wire. You have to manually feed that wire in. So it gives you a little bit, TIG welding is great to me because it gives you a little bit more control over everything. You just kind of get to take your time. Torch angle is a real big deal too. When you're welding something like this, you can have a little lean to it. It's almost ideal to be like this. You don't want to be dragging it like this, you know. It's better to push into it. When I first started, I would do just this and just feed it in. If you want to move fast, you got to be able to move this fast too. I used to just sit, grab one of these, and practice. See, and I kind of roll like that finger, and that's what keeps it a little steady.
Well, at least, and then like that, you don't have to stop either.
Yeah.
You can like go through the whole thing rather than just like, like I just finished it.
Yeah, you stop.
Yeah.
Have to reset.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the cool thing about TIG welding. You can stop and reset. What the fuck are you guys doing, huh?
I was gonna ask if you guys needed a hand with anything, but
I contaminated it because I screwed up. The aluminum bent up and I touched it. So if this touches the material, you're kind of screwed. So this has to be really clean. Like I said, if you want a clean break, I would just kind of do something like this. So, tungsten's a really hard material, so you can just break it like that. Clean off, and then you use this. It's one of the hardest metals that there is. That's why it can take all the heat and it won't melt, but it takes a little while to grind it down. Normally before I do something like this, I'll grind like 4 or 5 tungsten. You screw up sometimes, you screw up, so you're already prepared. You don't have to stop welding, it's just a big project. Sharp boy, that'll go right through you. All right, so that was repaired, but this is damaged here, see that? Apparently that's an oil line. So speaking of Vargas, I don't really fix that, so what we're gonna do is put a -10 line on it. Take this bad boy, grind it down a little bit, weld it on. Hopefully it welds all right. It's kind of a really odd spot, to be honest. I'm gonna go a little bit thicker, so a little more heat, like that. Looks like garbage, but it's one piece. It will work. Front cover is fixed. Dash 10 oil line is on. We can paint that, but it's really hot. We got tickets to a hockey game tonight, so we're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, so we're back. Game ruled. We gotta paint this up. I fixed that up yesterday and added that bung. So now I just wanna scuff this thing up, paint it, get it looking nice. We're waiting on Vargas. He should show up just a little bit so we can assemble it, but I wanna have everything prepared before he gets here. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. The motor's looking sick. How you make cars drive. Look who shows up. Our savior. What you got going on?
My M-Play tool.
In-play tool?
So
And I
we're
saw you
gonna-
just clean this stuff up.
Yeah, just for the gasket, we're gonna put the RX-8 front metal gasket on. It's a steel gasket, so you have to use the cork style, which is like a pain in the ass to take
But
off.
yeah, like you just did.
Yeah. So just use the metal one, and it also is not just the front cover gasket, it's also the water pump housing gasket.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the holes surprisingly match up. All the way from the older 80s to like the actual 2004, they're still the same holes. And also all the components for the M-Play. M-Play is basically like how much movement the engine has, like forward and back.
That's quite a bit.
Well, right, that's because it has nothing in it.
Yeah.
So you have to put all these in here, like the washer that goes on the counterweight, and then the bearings, the counter right on the engine. Just change all that and just make sure it's within end play, the correct end play. After that, then you can actually close the front of the engine and you're technically done.
Yeah. So this is for everything, the counterweight, and then you got the oil pump and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
Yeah. But yeah, just set the end play with the gauge. I just put it here. And then just adjust the end plate to its correct,
pretty
and
sweet.
then go from there.
So that's just measuring the in play, moving back and forth.
When
Then.
you just adjust it, it will just measure how much it's moving. It's not gonna move that much, but it'll just measure a
Right.
tiny bit.
Really little
Yeah.
increment.
So first you put the truss plate, and then you put the washer, and then goes the bearing. And after that, you put this guy right here.
Does that have to be lubricated at all?
And you add the other bearing.
So this just retains everything,
Yeah.
and then you torque that all down.
I always took it once I'm done checking it, because it might have to come off.
Clearances multiple times.
So after this, you just put the other parts on. You put the oil pump drive and the other pump drive that we don't use anymore.
But it has to be there.
It has
for
to be there.
space.
If not, we have to machine a spacer the same thickness.
What's that piece right there? You just put on?
This is a crank. The crank pulley.
Vargas.
What's the problem? Is it the wrong size?
No.
So I came pretty hot in the little cart on the corner, and I over corrected, and I smacked the A in fitting.
That we welded on yesterday. What?
Yeah.
What? That was my last fitting, bro.
There's no way we can fix that.
I gotta cut it off and redo it.
Did that just happen?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nothing is safe.
What are you looking for right now?
2000s a play. So you see how it's here right now. So then you get a little trusty pry bar, and you basically try to pull the engine this way, and boom, right there. You're basically just pulling the crank forward to see what the max it pushes. And max right now is 1.5, and if I get a little more, it's 2. So it's pretty on point. Good job done. Now that I know that it's right, just gotta take it off one last time. And put the rest of the bolts and then torque them to the correct spec, and add a little bit of oil on here, so when the engine first turns on, it's not just turning on dry. It has something to lubricate it.
What is that? Just a new seal?
Yeah, just a new one because the other one was pressed in a lot, which like Mazda sells it like that, but I just don't like seeing the main seal all the way in there. I like seeing it flat. Yeah. That's it. After this, you have to just put the clutch you're gonna run with the mystery transmission you guys are gonna run, and it's done.
So you just lube that stuff back up there?
Yeah.
There's like a pile of 20 of them over there.
Yep. A little too much.
How much tension do you put on that?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. I just tightened the bolt behind it. That's it. That's it. See.
I actually got scared that you're
Thought I
gonna
was
don't
gonna
f this one up.
Again, it's a nice blue fitting on it now. See, see, good thing I did that.
You seal? Do you need to remove this tape first?
Nah, we're not sealing the water pump yet.
Yeah, but how are you gonna get it off?
Just move the gasket forward.
All right, whatever. Didn't know if it would damage it.
Not really, because like the down here is not gonna do anything. But what needs to seal is up here. So you
Gotcha.
go like- And now you have a 13B.
No, we don't.
Almost.
Still need to put an oil pan on it.
Yeah, but still, you don't really need oil to run it, right?
Well, front case is somewhat on. Looks like we're missing a little bit of hardware, and that doesn't fit completely correct. And our boy's just leaving. So John's out. We're missing a few things. We got to get the oil pickup. We got to get the water neck. So next time that will be assembled, it will be in, so we can start on the exhaust and we can start on the intake. And hopefully we have that done because it is getting really close to the end. Our suspension is on the way, body kit is on the way, so catch us next time.